Welcome back to Fenralian Gamer, Black Myth. Wukong fans, the moment you've been waiting for has arrived. The game is no longer just action, it's transforming into a true legend with two massive upcoming DLCs. Nezha, Buddha, the Jade Emperor, they're all joining the game, and Wukong's destiny is being written in these chapters. If you've stepped into this world once, now's the time to return. Let's dive into all the details of these huge updates together. But before we begin the video, if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, do it right now. Don't forget to like the video and turn on notifications too. Let's get started. When Black Myth Wukong was released in 2024, it made a massive impact in the gaming world. Its visual quality, combat mechanics, and mythology-driven narrative drew major attention. Yet, despite this success, many players felt that the story was incomplete. That's because developer Game Science originally stated the game would feature a 13-chapter narrative, but the launch version only delivered 6 chapters, clearly leaving a large part of the story missing. To fill that gap, Game Science is preparing to release 2 major DLCs throughout 2025. The first DLC is set to release on August 20, 2025, and will feature 4 brand new chapters. The second is expected to arrive in the final quarter of the year and will add 3 more chapters. That brings us to 7 additional chapters, completing the original 13-chapter storyline. This isn't just about content, it's about delivering the story's full arc that players have been waiting for. These new chapters aren't just extra cutscenes. They introduce new characters, boss fights, and deep mythology. Nezha, who previously only appeared in short cinematics, will now be part of the core gameplay. Alongside him, figures like Buddha and the Jade Emperor are finally joining the story. They won't just be side characters or enemies, they'll be foundational to the entire narrative. These 3 mythological figures will massively expand the game's storytelling depth. Boss fights are expected to be a huge highlight. With the first DLC, we'll face massive enemies like Bull King. Epic, cinematic, and intense, the developers are designing each boss encounter as its own set piece, aiming to deliver both mechanical and emotional impact. One of the most anticipated fights already is the possible duel against Nezha. It's stirring a lot of hype among players. With the new chapters, environmental design and level diversity will grow significantly. Expect mystical areas inspired by Tibet, sky-high palaces, and flaming hellscapes. These locations won't just be visually stunning, they'll also affect gameplay. Environmental puzzles, traversal challenges, and world building will take a much bigger role. Players won't just fight, they'll explore and immerse themselves more deeply than ever. With new characters joining, the storytelling is expected to shift toward a more symbolic and philosophical tone. Characters like Buddha and the Jade Emperor emphasize that this isn't just an action game. It's a spiritual and mythological journey. Players will witness not only external battles, but also Wukong's internal transformation. Especially the encounter with Buddha is said to be less of a fight and more of a mental and spiritual trial. This could take Black Myth Wukong to storytelling heights rarely seen in the gaming world. On the technical side, the developers are making big moves to enhance player experience. A major update in April 2025 added NVIDIA DLSS 4 and Intel Xeon 2 support. This allows the game to run more smoothly while delivering razor-sharp visuals. High-resolution environments and dynamic lighting in the new DLC areas create a sense of realism. These technical improvements will seriously boost both performance and immersion during boss battles. One of the new features is the Boss Rush mode, which has been well received. This lets players refight bosses from the main story, a dream for those who want to test their skills. This mode is set to expand with the DLCs, adding new bosses to the mix. Meanwhile, there's still no PvP mode in development, but the devs haven't ruled it out. Based on player feedback, it could be reconsidered and integrated in future updates. The Xbox version of Black Myth Wukong is still in development and expected to be announced in 2025. It's rumored to launch alongside the DLCs, possibly with a physical boxed edition. Developers are working on optimization to deliver the same visual fidelity. Special attention is being given to load times and frame rate stability, key for console users. This means not just narrative expansion, but broader platform availability too. Looking at the narrative design, each new chapter is built like a mini-movie. Character development, environment design, and enemy encounters will vary dramatically between chapters. Players will feel something fresh each time they advance without ever losing touch with the core storyline. This breaks away from classic linear storyline and resembles a seasonal series format, keeping player motivation and engagement strong over time. The atmospheric depth of the DLCs won't just come from visuals. It'll be enriched through music and sound design. The epic orchestration we heard in the base game's boss fights will return with even more cultural influence. Instruments rooted in Tibetan and Chinese mythology will bring a spiritual aura to these new chapters. The audio team aims to create a setting that pulls players in emotionally and culturally, making the overall tone more mature and mystical. Enemy design in the DLCs has also been completely refreshed. While the base game featured mostly animal-based and magical enemies, the DLCs will introduce a wider range. Expect symbolic and terrifying foes like Nezha's minions or spiritual trials set by Buddha. Each enemy isn't just something to fight, they represent pieces of Wukong's inner transformation. This shifts the game from an action experience to a mythological journey. Gameplay mechanics are also evolving. In the new chapters, players can unlock different spirit skills, alternate combat styles, and even temporary transformations. Powers gained after battling Nezha in particular are expected to enhance both visuals and tactics. These systems won't just deepen progression, they'll also let players shape their own Wukong according to their playstyle. Narratively, the core theme of the DLCs seems to be destiny and inner transformation. In the final chapter of the first DLC, Wukong is said to confront past choices, with these decisions affecting future gameplay. Dialogue trees, decision moments, and special side quests will give players deeper interaction with the story. These DLCs won't just complete the story, they'll redefine who the main character really is. All these details point to Game Science's goal of turning the Black Myth universe into a long-term mythological series, not just a game. The newly trademarked title Black Myth Jiangxia is already part of that plan, but before that, they're determined to complete Wukong's journey. These DLCs aren't just expansions, they're the foundation of a franchise. DLCs this rich in content, story, and technical advancement are rare, and that's how Black Myth Wukong continues building its own legend. One of the biggest questions in the community is how this story will end. Some theories suggest Wukong's fate will be decided in a final showdown with Nezha or the Jade Emperor. But rather than a typical good v evil clash, this may reflect Wukong's inner conflict. A finale that's just as philosophical as it is physical could bring myth and character study together for a truly unforgettable ending. According to some sources, the first DLC will end with a mid-credits scene that hints at Game Science's next title, Black Myth Jiangxia. It's unclear if this will be a full cutscene or just a shadowy tease of a new character, but the dev team seems committed to expanding this universe. If true, Wukong's story will end as another hero's path begins, and the Black Myth universe will be born. That means more theories, more characters, more stories. The community's expectations are sky high. Black Myth Wukong already set a high standard at launch, and now fans expect the DLCs to raise the bar even further. Players are asking not just for new mechanics, but for more personal and emotional storytelling. On social media and forums, the top request is that these DLCs feel like a true emotional journey, not just extra content. Game Science is staying quiet but making very clear steps forward, and that makes the hype even bigger. It's important to note the DLCs won't be free. They'll likely be sold as separate expansions. But given their content density, story weight, and technical upgrades, they are expected to be worth every penny. The core Black Myth fanbase trusts the game's quality and seems willing to pay to see the full story. That gives the dev team the flexibility to build a true mythos in the world of games. If they succeed, Game Science will have created a permanent mark in gaming mythology. The story of Black Myth Wukong isn't over. It's simply evolving. With these two massive DLCs launching in 2025, every missing piece is finally being completed. New bosses, mythological characters, and stunning locations. These updates don't just change the game, they'll change you. If you want to be a part of this journey, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think Wukong's final battle will be against? And if you enjoyed this video, Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. I'll be here with the latest updates. See you in the next video.